And hello to all my Virgo friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for April 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a storyline spread. It casts a very wide net, big scatter shot across all the different Virgos. It's kind of like a lot of little readings all in one. It allows me to be extremely accurate because we're doing a bunch of different stories for different Virgos. So it's all about finding the story that's right for you. I've had people say that multiple stories sometimes will and do resonate with them. And that's fine if it does, but it's really, at the end of the day, all about finding the one. So we're going to get into it right now. The cards are already shuffled. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great April. And we are on. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. I like to do these live and on camera with you guys and also share the table. This is the same procedure as if you're here getting a personal private reading from me. Basically cutting the decks into 3 different pieces and putting them back together in a separate order. And there we go. So they're ready to go. So here we go with the Virgo storyline. I like to start the spread with 5 cards and I expand out from there as needed. So here we go, Virgo April. Here's our first 5 cards, and that is actually going to be it. It's going to be a smaller storyline setup. Interesting that that happens. Sometimes storyline spreads get very large, and in this setup, there may be more cards that make it quite a bit larger and fill up my table, but it is not, sometimes this can turn into just 10 core cards right off the bat, but we're closed deal here with 5, and that's because this guy's facing in. And you can actually see here that I have 2 that are facing in. So it's almost kind of like the perfect little bracket, if you will, of a spread. So here's your main 5 cards. This is the stuff that I really want you to see, more important than anything else. Now I need to separate the stories. Are we all in view too? Okay, that looks good. This here, we're looking at 3 different stories. It's going to be like this. I'm going to just kind of move these around because now I do got to tack on cards. These are 2 people cards. Court cards in tarot are difficult to read because they have definitions of people and they also have definitions of energetic ones. This is letting me know that we are using the energetic definition and we're not actually talking about physical people. This I'm just going to do as 1. This as 2. I'm going to move the camera around, make sure you guys can see this very clearly once I kind of get this gathered and get it all together. Checking the inverts right now. We have some blockages. I don't know if it's enough to matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. It is. So we're going to do a discard to see if Spirit wants it read that way or if they want it upright. In this case, they want everything upright, so that's what I'm going to do. The order needs to stay the same. Very, very important in tarot to do that. And we're going to read it like this. Now I need some angel cards. Every story gets an angel oracle card. And here we go. Now it's a matter of getting it all in view for you. I think you can see the bottom one there. 1 story there, 1 story over here. I think you can see that well as well. And then up top, ending with happy, happy. All right, Virgo, let's get to work. There we go. They've asked that I conclude your reading with no extra at the end. When that happens, it's usually because they want us to focus on the meat and potatoes, the main core group here of your spread. And anytime I get storyline spreads, I'm always kind of thankful when I don't have to do extra because these spreads get very long and lengthy. This one is not. This was one of the rare occasions that the storyline spreads were a little bit concise. So, okay, Virgo, let's start over here. I'm going to start small and kind of go big. Now I missed turning that guy around. There we go. Had to upright everybody. All right, so story number 1. Story number 1, I have a small success coming in first. That is a very good way to start. Very good, strong way to start, Virgo. And it's a small win. It's a small success. It's not a big deal, but it matters. Small successes add up. They turn into big deals. Little wins add up. You win the day, you win the week, You win the month, and then before you know it, you win the year. That's very much what this is. This is just a little win here. Starting off April, good start. Now there is some money issues here, or this card is very difficult to read too. This is my Five of Pentacles. This can be the card that represents bankruptcy or loss, or also abandonment, being kind of left out in the cold. So some of you may not be feeling the warmth right now. I'm kind of looking ahead to see if we're talking about like love here, or if this is more work related or what. I have kind of a split audience, to be quite honest. So this message is going to be maybe one of my more vague messages for my Virgos, because this can be about work or love. It's not so much about the financial message attachment in there could be in regard to work, because of course you make money through work. But let me give you both ways. Let's start with work. This is a small success in work in this case, where they're saying that it might actually cost some money. You might have to fork out some money to get to that point. Or you might even be working alone or something like that, because I have that abandonment card. So that could just be meaning that you're working alone more than not in April, maybe more often than usual, something like that. Now, if we're going over there with the love message, I have brand new love coming in. So that's a very interesting thing too, because it's a really good opportunity. I'm going to look ahead just to see if I have any other love stuff in my other stories. I don't think so. So this is kind of my one little shot at love here for Virgos. Let me just tell you, since I have brand new love coming in here, this is a good month, a good opportunity for any of my Virgos to do something new in regards to your love corner. Your love corner is not just your relationship partner. What if you're single? It's a good time to look for love. So whatever it is, we have a new opportunity to advance here, your love corner. So if you're single and are wanting to change that, April is a really good month to go after that. Also, the same fact is if you're already in a relationship, let's say you're married or wherever you are here in the spectrum, story number one presents itself as a very good opportunity to get this flowing more, okay? Improve your current love corner. Spend more time with the family. Close friends also come up in the love corner there. We have good luck, so it's kind of an interesting mix, because we have that element of being alone or putting out some extra money, but at the same time there is an element of serendipity here where things just work out the way they're supposed to. It's a very intriguing mix. Very, like I said, Spirit did keep that a little vague, and that's probably by design, so it attaches to more of the audience, something like that. But I'm not really concerned with any of it. It's all relatively good, with the exception of that being alone thing. And being alone is not even necessarily a bad thing. Of course, if they're talking about the financial side of that, that's a deal. You don't want to put out too much money or spend too much here in story number one. This is more of a kind of time to keep it in, but and definitely don't be spending it on love either. Don't be joining expensive sites or spending a lot of money on dates and doing all this stuff. That's really not it either. But with that new love coming in, I feel like it's an opportunity for some of my Virgo singles specifically. If you're alone and you want to change that, April is a good month to just start the process. It doesn't mean you have to go out and dive right in and go on dates and start meeting new people left and right. You don't have to do any of that, but maybe just start the process. Start opening your eyes to it. Start looking for it. You're not going to ever find anything if you're not looking. So there we go. There's story number one. Good start. Let's go down here for story two. Story two is an interesting message, because they're just to read the Angel Oracle card first, they say it's not for you. So this is an interesting set. Before I even start describing story two, I'm letting you know that this might not be for you. This may be a message that you are supposed to relay for somebody else that is very close to you. Let's go to the message. We start with the Moon card. So this is foggy, weird, mysterious energy here. Somebody going through some hard, or at least weird times. It might not even be hard, but just kind of like doesn't make sense, or they're very confused about something like that. If this is you, Virgo, they're giving you the message not for you. So this, whatever it is that you're worrying about, is not yours to dwell on. They don't want you wasting too much energy on this. The moon, when it comes in, it is also a reminder that things are cyclical. This is not all month long, thank goodness. This is just something that pops up in the month. And like I said, it might not even be for you. But here's the important part. We have the King card coming in here, King of Pentacles. This is a big chunk of money. For the most part, I'm going to grab an extra card there just to make sure we're not talking about a person, and we're not. There's a big chunk of money coming in here that has something to do with story two. They want to make sure that that there's something that's left behind. So a lot of you Virgos are moving toward a new path. That's what I vastly see here. And this moon is kind of the fog before the stoplight. It's just like driving in the morning, early in the morning when it's very foggy out and you can only see about 10 feet in front of you. That's kind of it. It's like you can't really see where to go with this yet. And I feel like this is going to break. Right now it is a little constraining though. Something is a little holding my Virgos down. It could be a situation, a circumstance, or something I already described. But in this deck specifically, I'm going to show you a picture of it because it's one of my favorite cards. They do show, but despite the fact that you are extremely constrained and extremely tied down to the situation here in story 2, that you bloom anyway. Okay, so you're doing a really good job at handling this. And at the same time, if you're not doing a really good job handling this, if you're one of the exceptional Virgos there that aren't in the main group, they're saying that they want you to bloom anyway. So they want you to do whatever you got to do to enjoy the situation, see through the illusion, make sure you smell the flowers. There is beauty here, despite what it feels like on a surface level type of deal. And like I said, this may not be for you, so kind of everything I gave you there is contextual, finding the context of what they're trying to tell you, if this is you at all here in story 2, because keep in mind, we do have another story left to go. Before I do that, since we had the moon card, I do want to tell you about the moon cycles. I like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month so you know what's coming. You can be ready for it. We have 2 new moons in April. Very exciting things. Time to bring in new stuff. Like we already talked about the new love quite a bit there in story 1. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. We have new moon April 1, new moon April 30th, 2 of them. Beginning of the month, the very first day, and the very last day of April are when the new moon is hitting. So these are the best times to bring anything new into your life. I wouldn't wait till the middle of the month. I'd either hit it early or I'd hit it late. It doesn't matter what new it is. What if it has nothing to do with love? Maybe you're trying to launch a new business or something like that. The same time frames exist. New is better. The beginning or the end of the month. Adversely, we have the full moon energy that comes in on the 16th of April. That is when you want to get something out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. It's very much garbage truck energy. Get it out. I know we haven't talked about any of that kind of stuff yet in the first 2 stories, but this doesn't even matter. Anything you got to get rid of. It could even be projects, wrapping up projects, getting certain people or things out of your life, maybe clearing out a garage or selling or repurposing something, anything like that, much better placed right around the middle of the month. I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet that should help you guys with this. This is a little visual aid. It's absolutely free. I have it actually saved on my website. You can go access it anytime. It is on my videos page. You go to my website, scottsagent.com, access the little videos tab or page there, and at the bottom of that, you have the moon cycles, and it goes through June. So not just April, but it gives you the little cheat sheet there for May as well as June. So just a little guide, help you guys move along much smoother. You can place things in your life, major change, and make it stick much easier because it's easier to go swim with the current than against it. It's a lot easier to walk downhill than it is to walk uphill. And that's kind of how the moon cycles work. And while you're on the website, sign up for the newsletter program because I have a huge giveaway only for my newsletter people in the month of May. So next month, it's going to be huge. Newsletter also free. At the very bottom of my website on the first page is where you sign up for the newsletter. You just enter a few things there, send it off, and you're good to go. You're going to get this huge giveaway for my newsletter people next month. So make sure you're signed up there. Also on Facebook, I do Facebook giveaways every month too, so make sure you follow that. Let's get into story 3. The links to everything are in the description, guys. I try to make everything nice and easy for you. All right, so this is where I had the people cards that were not actually people. Story 3. Now, we begin with seeing things very clearly financially, fiscally. A lot of you Virgos know exactly what you need to do here in regards to finance. It can also be a health-related message. Looking ahead, it's mostly financial. There are a few of you that this is going to be more of a health type thing, that they're saying you're seeing this health situation, whatever it is you're going through, very, very clearly, and that they want you to go on a brand new journey with that. And going back to my money message, because that's where most of my audience is going to be here. They're saying financially here, if this was a 4-corner spread, this would be your financial corner. They're saying that you're seeing things very clearly. You're doing a good job with either budgeting or spending, or even not spending, whatever it is for you. There is a new business avenue or venture or something they want you to consider that you haven't done yet. Even, work corner stuff here. So work is affecting finances, of course. I mean, that's usually how most people make money. But even if your work corner is big, it's work, business, enterprise, area of study, college courses, or learning anything new, retirement if you're of that age, whatever you put your time into that you used to put into work. So all that kind of stuff pops up, enterprise and so forth in your work corner. They're bringing up something new here. And they're saying a lot of you are kind of aware of this. This is a kind of a goal for a lot of you. And they're saying that they want you to go after this now in April. This is and as I'm reading this, I'm hearing that this is probably the majority of my audience is in this story 3. So I hope you stuck with me here, guys, for story 3. The next thing we talk about here is really taking great authority up here, taking great authority of your mind. It's making up your mind, making decisions, not wavering, not being unsure of yourself, being very confident. Okay, they show you do a good job of being that. But at the same time, when it comes up, it's coming up for a reason. They are saying we need to extend that. Okay, so you need to continue to be that way as April goes. So they really want you to be in control of your mindset. They don't want other people to choose for you. This is very much like you taking control of your decision making up here, very mental health related. We have happy, so things are moving on the up and up. A lot of good happy vibes here going on. We also have a big purchase for a lot of you Virgos. That may definitely be why you're so happy. The big purchase comes in here is different kind of frequency for everybody. For some people, this could be a purchase of a car or a home. Other people, this could be like a television or a new phone or a tablet. I mean, depending on kind of where you're at and what you need. This is usually a big fun purchase though. And I wouldn't go and make a big purchase just because I said this or because Spirit is relaying this message. But if you've been waiting for something like this, you're due to buy a new car or you're due to upgrade your phone or something like that, I would move forward with this in April. You're kind of getting the backing of the universe here saying go for it. This is the time for that new purchase. This can also be a spiritual related card. I don't think it's that much here, but since it's a general reading and we have a lot of Virgo energy here, I'm going to give it to you that way anyway. And the other definition of this card is just a really good connection between spirit plane and earth plane. And that is just so great to see, because even if we're on the big purchase and it has nothing to do with the connection between spirit and earth plane, for some of you this will be that. So I have to give it to you that way. And this is just really good because it allows the flow. It allows things to come in, you to be inspired, you to have just better clarity about the decisions you're making. And of course, that's probably why we end with happy. So I know we had some convoluted messages in story 1 and 2, and that's going to be for certain people. But like I said, they're letting me know most of you are up here in story 3. So it is a pretty good month. There are some challenges involved, but they also gave you kind of some tools to deal with that. So very interesting how that all unfolds. Also want to remind you guys about quadrants. We have entered a new quadrant here for April for the spring months. I put together a quadrant video at the very beginning of the year. So it's a good time right now to reflect back on that. Go back and look at your quadrant 1 and see if it was accurate for you or not. I do it for every sign. It's actually going to autoplay at the end of this video. I'm going to program it to do that for you guys. It's also in the description if you need to click the link directly. And you can also kind of look ahead to see what's coming up for your April, May, June. Helps you place some things, and that is a projection for your entire year, not just those spring months. So a good time to kind of review that and take inventory of what's going on. So that is going to be your entire reading, Virgo. I hope you guys have a great April. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos, and I'll see you soon.